Let's begin by introducing the parts and supplied hardware of the lower crash bars first. So we have a right side, left side lower crash bars. Hardware, 2 M8 by 30 millimeter hex head bolts plus washers. 3 M8 by 25 millimeter hex head bolts plus washers. And 1 M6 by 25 millimeter hex head bolt plus washer. Tools we'll be using, ratchet plus various size extensions, and 8 and 10 millimeter hex sockets. The upper portion of the crash bars, right side, left side crash bar, all laid out here. Hardware, 2 M12 by 60 millimeter long hex head bolts plus washers. And then we have one low spacer that's going to go on the right hand side, and one taller spacer, and that will go on the left hand side. And then we have 4 M8 by 20 millimeter long hex head bolts plus washers plus nylock nuts, and then 19, 18, 13, and 10 millimeter wrenches or spanners. We will also be using ratchets. You can have large or small size ratchets and extensions, 10 millimeter hex socket with an optional universal joint. Also T55 Torx. And then we can get ready to mount the left hand side lower crash bar. You can see the bolt listed. Hand thread those in. Turn them only a couple of times. You got to make sure that the structure remains loose. You can rattle it. And then attach the front end. The bolt is listed. And here is where the universal joint can come handy. And then you can move over to the right side. The first bolt, you can again put it in before anything else because you will just hook on the top right side lower crash bar. And then grab the next bolt, again listed on the screen here. Hand thread it. Don't use a tool at this point, just hand thread the bolts in and now the next one. And then turn it a couple of times, no more than 3-4 times. This should be enough. Okay, and on one side only, remove the T55 Torx, and then the other bolt, you can just loosen it, turn that nut a couple of times, just enough that you can now mount the crash bar. Again, you got to hook it in. And then spacer goes in place, like so, and then the large diameter bolt, the 12 millimeter diameter bolt, like so. And now you can connect the upper and lower crash bars using the bolts listed. And then grab the T55 Torx, again go on the other side, take out that bolt, repeat the same steps. You can tighten now all the bolts gradually. Don't pull them too snug at one time. Just go at them gradually. And then after a test ride, 100 kilometers, 150 kilometers, 80 to 120 miles, double check that all the bolts and nuts are tight. And should you have any questions, info@outbackmotortech.com or call toll free 877-931-3636. Thank you for watching.